Money Talk.
All right, what's going on, everyone? This is the second episode of Money Talk, where we discuss different financial things, business, and investing. And you might remember my guest of earlier content, my cousin Josh. He also goes by Josiah, which is his real government name, but
They don't need all that now.
all right, cuz so without further ado, just start it off for us.
All right, so we all know why we're all here today. The infamous, notorious Apple split. It's been in the news everywhere. If you're some type of investor or you keep your ear to the street or whatever it may be, if you own an Apple product, maybe you might even occasionally scroll by Apple News and you see that over the past, I think it's been about like the past month, just about, Apple's been talking about doing a 4-for-1 split, meaning that for every one share, you get 4. But just because you get 4 doesn't ultimately mean that if you have one share and it's worth $400, that you can get 3 more shares, each valued at $400. It's with this split, it's going to cause the price to reflect the overall.
A little bit.
Oh, sorry. So basically, you're not going to get 400 and odd dollars for each share once it splits. It's gonna split and it's gonna reflect the price basically if the final share price divides by 4. And so I think roughly we're all looking at about let's say like $115-$120, something like that. I can't recall the price of when it closed on I believe it was the 24th, 28th when they said that it goes into effect. You guys give me just a moment here. I could look on.
Yeah, pull it up, cuz.
Just to make sure. But it's exciting news, like now it's giving people, because I've been wanting to do a partake in a stock split time now. I actually did part one, but I didn't really benefit from it. It was with ACB, ticker symbol ACB, Aurora Cannabis, Canadian Marijuana Company, and they did a 10-for-1 split, if I'm not mistaken. 10-for-1 reverse, emphasis on reverse, meaning that for every 10 shares, it turns into 1 share. So I guess in that case, we could say a 1-for-10 split. And I'm still losing on it. It was nothing fun for me. So, but with the Aurora Cannabis, it basically took some shares off of the market doing the reverse split, because there's so many free shares that are open up to the public that you could buy into. And so companies, they do stock splits in a sense, not necessarily to add value to the well, I guess it is to add value in a sense to the company, like, because if they do a reverse stock split, they're creating a way to boost up the stock price of their company. And if they do the regular split, they're in a sense lowering the stock price so everybody could buy into it. And it's more so, I think it's more so like a mental mindset, because not everybody can just willy-nilly just blow like $450 on one share Apple. Not everybody. Right. Like I most certainly wasn't about that time, but when push comes to shove, you gotta do what you gotta do. But anyway, when you see it, when the stock split from the 450 and it drops down to like $115 a share, you can be like, okay, I can do this now. Or actually $425. I mean $125, I want to be exact. Like, okay, I can do this now. But it's all the same thing as if you were to buy it at the 450 price.
The value didn't change.
The value did not change. There's just more shares now. And so one way that I see a positive out of this, some people will be like, man, why would I want to buy this? And I'm not getting no extra, no added benefits from this. I'm looking at it now too, like, listen, I'm getting more dividends now with all the shares I own. And Apple, they're one of the few companies that continue to raise their dividend and pay a hefty one. I just saw Andrew Jick, he posted a video of a kid who inherited 7,000 shares of Apple. 7,000. Wow. And it was before the split too. So now, 4 for 1. Every one share that kid is getting 4 shares.
Can't beat that.
You cannot beat that.
He's gonna
You
be
cannot
good
beat
for.
that.
He's gonna be good for.
They don't really got to do anything. That's now they have 28,000 shares of Apple.
Right.
So before with that 7,000 shares, what was Apple's last dividend payout? I think it was like a little.
Fact check.
Yeah. They just paid 82 cents recently. So that every quarter, if we let's say for instance this kid didn't get this, he doesn't get the stock, but he was just getting the 7,000 share every quarter, every 3 months of the year, he's getting $5,740 that he could do whatever with. He could reinvest it into Apple, buy more shares. He can sell them, and he could take that money, that dividend payout, and go buy into another company. And if you do that for the year, that's 22K. Call it 23. There's some people that's not even making $23,000 a year, just doing nothing.
Some people.
Granted, the dividend isn't always guaranteed, but Apple got cash. Like,
That's for sure.
Apple has cash.
You seen that thing about them reaching 2 trillion.
Yeah, that market cap.
So basically, essentially, that 4-for-1 split. That 4-for-1.
Apple has over $200 billion in cash. Over $200 billion in cash. Just chilling.
Wow.
And they're probably just buying more companies with that, and so forth and so forth. But what I wanted to emphasize though, now this kid is about to have 28,000 shares. 28,000. So I mean, in 1 quarter now, 1 quarter, he's gonna get 1 quarter. He's gonna get 22. Call it 20. He's gonna get the 23K in 1 quarter now, just from the dividend payout for having the 28,000 shares.
Wow.
And that for the year is over 90K.
And that's what you talk about. Their money paying itself, basically.
That's it.
Working for itself.
That's it. And then we're not even putting in compound interest on this too. Like, Apple ain't going nowhere.
No time soon, and they continue to make these different phone models. I see
shares may split against the shares. You just broke up.
Oh, they continue to keep making these new models of their phones every year, and that's a big reason for a lot of their profit. That and their services.
Exactly, Apple is getting into services now, and I don't know if you saw recently, they're trying to just bundle their services into just one thing now. Put the arcade music, Apple Plus TV, just put it all into one thing, and the news, just put it all into one thing. You just pay one monthly fee instead of paying $5 for this, $10 for that. And you know what? I might be a sucker, but I'm probably gonna sign up because I don't have Apple Music yet. I've been using the Amazon Prime Music, and I've been hoping to get like a little stake in Amazon Prime, but almost $3,500 is just too much for entry price for me.
Huge.
Huge.
Although, don't forget to let people know that they can do fractional shares.
You can do fractional. But here's the thing with fractional shares. Like, I get it, but I'd rather just buy the full share. Like, I'd rather get the full value. And the thing with the fractional shares too, it's like, yeah, you could buy into it. Like, get it how you can. I'm all for that. And I actually have some fractional shares too, but I'm all for it, but you're not getting the full. You don't have the full share. But I own some fractional shares too, but that's only based off of dividend reinvestment. Like,
right.
I may like with Apple, like I may get like I'm only getting like maybe like $5 a quarter off of it, and that's literally nothing compared to that kid that's getting 22K. One thing also too with the stocks, you can't compare yourself to others. It's easy to get lost in that. Be like, damn, this person got 500 shares. I only got a fifth of a share, or I only got 5 shares, or I only got 15 shares. But listen, in due time, you will get to where you need to be, and you just it's a long game, no short game. Until you start getting to options, you actually understand the market, and you can do all that. You do your due diligence, go into that, but just think long term and don't compare yourself. It's easy because I do it to myself all the time. Be like, damn, like, yo, like But but you gotta raise your income and you just continue buying in, or you hope for stock splits or you inherit some money or whatever it may be.
Not to mention budgeting. A lot of people will know we have a lot more money than we know because we choose to spend it elsewhere. So
You're
people got
true.
to keep in mind that too.
Like I noticed, you know me, I'm a frugal.
You're a frugal guy.
I said you know me, I'm a frugal guy. I'm Jamaican, so you call me cheap, frugal, whatever you want to call me. But I've been like actively investing out for a little bit over 2 years, and I look at money completely different now. Like even before all this, it was hard for me to spend money, and now it's even harder. Like if I don't feel like I'm getting a full value worth out of that dollar, I don't want a business. It's not my business or my buddy business. That's all I have to say. So
That's fair. That's valid. That's valid, especially what's going on right now. You want to make sure you're getting your money's worth, literally
yeah.
money's worth every little piece. And
Even like I've missed out like I think it was March 23rd is when the market was like at its lowest. I had a few dollars set aside and I didn't really invest or anything like that, but I could have. Nobody knew the stock split was coming. I could have bought multiple shares of Apple before they announced this, and also continue to see the value go up because the price. I think it started trading like $500 just yesterday. Right now it's at $4.99.23.
crazy.
And then and also I don't want people to get it confused where like, okay, I'm gonna wait till it gets to the 115 price and it's gonna shoot right back up to 500. That's probably not going to happen. So
You know how predictions go. You don't want to predict things just out
because
of
who's
nowhere.
to say who's to say Apple just might let's say it bounces back up to like $200 and people just like, you know what, after this next dividend payment, I'm gonna sell some shares. I made a nice hefty profit. I'm taking some
I
money
heard
off the
you.
table.
Well, I heard you say
And there might be some.
I heard you say you made a nice hefty profit, but then
Yeah, because I'm saying some people, they may think, oh, they're doing a split, so at the $500, so it might just shoot right back up to 500 within a month or 2 months, 6 months. But that there's no telling what can happen. It could shoot up to like $300, and then guess what? People decide, we're going on a sell off.
Exactly.
So they start selling, and it may even go lower than the split price. And if that happens, buy more.
Exactly. And even as I'm looking now, just looking at the Apple stock and just seeing as it's fluctuated and how much it's grown in these past months, people got to remember once again that the split doesn't change the value of the stock. Can you hear me? Or am I breaking up?
Yeah, I heard you. It doesn't change the value at all.
It doesn't change the value at all. But the value of that stock might fluctuate due to the market. Was people see that as stock is, oh, okay, this is only for example, it's not going to be literally, of course, it's about 500 now. So say it was 100 and change a stock, it doesn't mean like, oh man, so this is just so much cheaper. Now I can just make so much more for this. But I would implore people to invest and buy some shares after this split.
If they never split their stock, they'd actually be worth close to $3,000 a share.
Wow.
Yeah, so
this says a lot. So when was the last split? Was that 2000 and
yeah, 7-1, June 9th, 2014. And I think they did a special dividend before too for like I could look that up too. Yeah, but they did a special split June 9th, 2014. You can't imagine if that happened now. Whew.
crazy.
I'm gonna look up their special dividend. I think pretty sure they did a special dividend thing too. Long term is the way, folks. It's boring, but long term.
Exactly.
Serious. It's so boring, but it's the way to go. It is the way to go. Like I'm hoping by 30, I'm in 6 figures at least.
And that's very realistic, to be honest. It's very
It is. It is. It honestly and truly is. Let's see here. Like Apple paid. It looks like the highest dividend payout they did was in 2014. They did $3.29 a share. I wish I had some time. Time is our best friend right now.
for real.
But
I'm looking here. It said over here at Market Watch, it said after Friday's closing bell, Apple shareholders are due 3 extra shares for each existing share of the company they own, and that it was only applicable for those who were shareholders of record by August 24th. And the shares start trading at the new adjusted price at the start of Monday's session. Apple announced its plans for the split on July 30th, which, like you said, it was like about a month with its most recent earnings report. It's crazy.
But this is something new. Hopefully, some people got to experience it. If not, I'm sure there'll be more in the future.
You said if not, you just said if not what? Cause
I said if they didn't get to experience this one, I'm sure they'll get to experience one in the future.
For sure.
And then you also got Tesla. Tesla just following. It seems like they're following the coattails of Apple and doing a 5-for-1. So now for every 5 shares, for every 1 share you get 5. So Tesla has. That's just the 42 Doug intro.
I gotta keep that in. Well, for sure.
That should have just been going up.
So tell me something. Did you invest in Tesla?
I have not. I should have a long time ago, but I don't know. Somebody they just told me like it's like a cult stock and everybody just wants to get in on it. But also to invest in, it's nice to hear what other people have to say about the stock. But if you feel something in your gut, you go for it. If you lose the money, you lose the money. If you up big and they not, you up big.
It's true.
That's
but
it.
Also, one of those things is like hindsight's 2020. Because at the end of the day, I don't believe Tesla can maintain this much growth. It's not sustainable.
It's not even that. Tesla has not even made a profit yet.
Yeah, that's also
but
true.
There's a lot of fundamentals that Tesla that they're not ticking. That's why people say it's a cult stock. Like the yippies and all this, they like that stock. So it's been running up. But I don't know who's Tesla isn't just that company that just can do it. So
I could have sworn they were in the process.
They've just been running it up. What's up?
I think they were in the process of turning a profit, wasn't it? One of the past quarters.
Right. Well, I just mean like as a whole, like
as a whole, yeah, for sure. It's crazy because Elon Musk, no matter how many that tweet when he said that he felt like
share price was too high,
and then a lot of investors were mad because then it dropped momentarily, and then it just shot right back up again. So
yeah, but the man's a genius somehow, some way.
Yeah, it's almost like this is probably a little exaggeration, but it's almost like a real life Tony Stark with some of the things that he's doing,
Oh yeah, life hands down, yeah.
Have you kept up with the new thing? Well, not necessarily new, but
Especially
he had a new
Cybertruck
on the brain technology.
Yeah, I haven't. I've seen like clips about him. Like, man, if you don't get out of here with that stuff.
Yeah, I've seen people with things. People were talking about it like it was like some crazy conspiracy. I could get why they think it might be intrusive, but so far, most of the things he was talking about was people that have
Alzheimer's.
Not just Alzheimer's, just damage with their neural sensors, like with the neural transmitters. So
say this: when Tesla does a split, I'm probably a sucker and buy into it. Just because mentally it will seem right.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what's a couple of these stocks.
And then when I see it start going down, I'm jumping, I'm abandoning this ship.
Well, what do you think about the moves between Walmart and Microsoft to bid on TikTok?
I watched a clip on Yahoo Finance today, and I heard them mention something that, as far as they're looking at it in a sense of advertising, how Walmart can now advertise on TikTok, like their products and such. Like
Smart.
Walmart's is an animal. Like, Walmart made more money than Amazon last year.
Wow. No, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
like shitted on them.
I do know there's some bullies though.
Like how much Walmart made more money than Amazon, Target, Alibaba, and I think combined, if I'm not mistaken. Walmart. Walmart made $524 billion.
Wow.
There it is now. Yeah, Walmart made $524 billion. Amazon made 280. Target made 75. Costco only made Costco only made 152
Was this last year?
last year.
Well, we're really gonna see the reality of what Amazon was able to do this year, this past quarter alone.
All right, so 2019 Walmart made 514. Excuse me, not the 524. That's for 2020. But even like Walmart, I told myself, damn, I want to buy Walmart. And last year I was telling myself, damn, I want to get Target when Target was trading like 70 something bucks. And I just been watching them go up and go up, and I finally pulled trigger on Walmart earlier this week, and I got it for like a little bit lower than what it's trading at now. But now it's at 140. I'm just like, damn, that's a bit high. But if it drops below that 140 again, like I like to see it like go to its high and then go back to like some low point, like between the 130 and 140. I'll probably buy again because it's probably gonna go up again. You could even look at Walmart, and we could see if Walmart done any stock splits. But when you look at the amount of money that they made, yeah, Walmart has done 9 splits in their history,
and they're continuing to grow. But they dominate the market share right now. There's no.
The thing too with Walmart, they have this company called Flipkart, which is in India. They own this company. Well, like 75% of this company, Flipkart, which is in India.
All I got
And
was
if you look at
75%
all
of the
trends,
company.
India is called Flipkart in India. And if you look at global trends, India is actually supposed to be like the next is supposed to have the next population explosion right behind China did.
Of course.
So China, what you mean? Of course, you have China, and then you have India, and so. Well, people don't know this, but Walmart, they have the Flipkart in India. They got another company that they own in England. So Walmart is $524 billion. That's more than Amazon, Costco, Target put together.
Wow.
That's wild.
Domination. There's domination.
And Walmart, one of the things is because of Walmart's infrastructure. There's so many Walmart stores in America, and mainly in a lot in rural America. Like when you look at the amount of locations that they actually have, like I can't pull it up because I don't know the exact figure compared to the amount of distribution centers that Amazon actually has. It's almost astronomical.
You can't beat that. As far as
then also, I don't know if you've seen that thing lately. Come again?
You said no, just repeat that. You said you don't know if you've seen the.
You've seen the thing lately with Amazon trying to buy the old shopping malls.
Yeah, so that they can turn it into distribution
Yeah,
centers.
because they're trying to compete with Walmart.
And that's where Walmart has the upper hand with that. But Amazon, man, as far as online e-commerce, I don't think anybody's going to challenge them anytime soon.
Yeah, they can. They honestly can. Like what I started thinking about today, actually, surprisingly, is how they're going to start shipping product to space.
Oh, wow. I wasn't even aware of that.
I'm not either. I don't think anybody is. I'm just thinking because,
outside of the box. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because Jeff Bezos, he has this project that he works on. Nobody has access to it. He won some. He got a grant from NASA on it, his Blue Origin project. Like that's the
Right.
one thing that fascinates Bezos is space
I feel
travel,
like
life
that
in space.
fascinates a lot of
So I'm
these
thinking,
rich, wealthy men because
yeah,
Elon Musk is on that type of stuff
yeah,
too.
SpaceX, Richard Branson with Galactic,
Yeah,
whatever.
Galactic. Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it now, if Bezos has this infrastructure on planet Earth, and then he's the first one to unveil his project
Mm-hmm.
that's actually fully functional in space. Imagine when he starts shipping to people in space.
Crazy.
But yeah. Anyway, back to the stocks.
Back to the stocks. So we got the TikTok. We discussed Apple. You discussed briefly Amazon, or was it Tesla?
Tesla. We did some Walmart.
Walmart.
I just, like I said, just you gotta, like, stocks. They're fun. Like when you could actually like learn to start making money in them. Like when you start getting to the day trading. I'm still not into the day trading and option stuff yet, because that stuff you need to
A little bit
basically,
more level,
yeah.
man.
So you need, like, well, you don't need a setup. You could do it without needing this and needing that. But
True.
but the stock stuff,
Stock stuff. What?
it's interesting so much. It's boring, right? I said it's interesting, but it's boring. It's boring, but it's really like a way to really create wealth for you and yours.
You got to get into it though. That's why I keep trying to spread as much knowledge as possible with
Yeah,
this.
but the thing with that, you can spread as much as you want, but there's just gonna be some people that are just not trying to hear it.
Exactly. And I always tell people too, I'm not trying to force anybody into anything because I'm not the biggest expert. And even if I was licensed in anything financial, I'm not going to talk to somebody like they're ignorant, you know what I mean? Or they don't know what they're missing out on. The only thing I'll do is what I can with my power. And that's trying to drop as much knowledge as I can, as whatever I know, you know?
That's a
And
fact.
if you want to listen to it, you listen to it. And if you don't want to listen to it, you listen to it. This thing about it was like, you got me on the seriously investing. I made the acorns almost 2 years ago, and I didn't really fully grasp it, and I didn't really try to grasp it. But it's one of those things where sometimes you don't want to jump into something because you just think it is too complex for you. But once you start getting into it, then it's like, man, I really can get a handle of this. I could really understand this. It's not as complex as I thought it was. So I even look at, like, I don't even have a full share yet. I'm almost there with a full share, but the goal is to whatever money you can afford to, then you put forward into whatever you
Yeah,
put forward.
exactly. And you're talking about Apple.
Yeah, I'm talking about Apple. And
But you bought a fractional share and before the split, right?
yeah, before the split.
And so
I just added some more to the 26th, but the first piece I bought was on the 10th.
okay, so that 26 piece,
Would you say
I
that
said that piece that you bought on 26 is going to go
Mhm.
towards the split price. Like whenever it's split, it's going to be factored in with the split price. But the piece that you bought on the 10th, it's going to
You mean the
go
one that I
towards
bought on 26?
no, yeah, the one that you bought on the 26 is going towards the split price on the 31st.
And then the one on the 10th is
You're going to get the split, and then whatever profits that you also have for it is going to go into buying additional shares as well. So like if it went up $80 from the price that what did you purchase it at on the 10th?
at the 10th I purchased it at 225.
225. So I
It
can't
was
even,
basically like half a
yeah,
share.
half of it. So you're gonna be close to, I think, like 3 shares, if I'm not close to about 3 shares.
Yeah, something of that nature. It's cool with me.
Yeah, it's all about, it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish.
Exactly. And I'm just glad that I got something in there. I'm actually starting.
Business right now, the stock stuff is literally just play money. I'm just gonna just keep playing with it, and boom. Like it would have been nice, like say we all just had like access to capital like that to just buy and play with whatever we
I
want to,
know.
but it ain't like that.
We gotta
Or
do
you think,
something on that too. Talk about that.
or you think back, what am I, 27? You think back 9 years ago, like, damn, I should have been stocks when I was 18. I should.
Exactly. There's people
But
just getting
you,
started and way
yeah,
older, you know what I'm saying?
kind of like saying that is kind of like our parents should have been messing with it. Like they had access to Amazon when it was like
Exactly.
pennies on the dollar. So, but
Exactly. You know,
like
so
you see all those posts all the time. Oh, if you invested 10,000 in this, 10,000 in that, hopefully 20, 30 years from now, the investments we're making now are worth that much.
and they'll pay off, you know.
Yeah.
I look at this now, I even look at like when I initially got when I bought the stock or whatever, it's like as long as I'm seeing an increase where it
Yeah.
seems minimum, my total return $27, 8%. Like if I had started even more, sure, if I would have started even more, it would have been more. But I'm just glad that I'm able to get something going, you know, because
Exactly. And also too, the time that you got into the market, like it was volatile. Like shit was going up, shit was going down,
Mhm.
up, down. But right now, I see analysts talking about we just went through the fastest bear market, like the fastest downturn the market has ever seen, and bounced back to a bull market. But with everything going on, the next fair or factor is the election. So we'll see what that brings on. But
Yeah, that could be a drastic.
all I can say, don't sell. If you believe in that company, do not sell. Just
Exactly.
just
You know,
hold on.
I say all the time, my first stock I bought was Sony. I remember you told me, I was like, I don't know, because you might not want to get into anything yet, and I still bought it anyways.
Hey,
And
see, there you go. You trusted yourself, trusted your gut.
the craziest thing is like I didn't know anything, and it's crazy how that just goes. It's like imagine if I had, because at the time I had a little bit more money than I have now. You see, what everything's been going on, and I end up paying that for bills or putting that to the side for other things, or I end up buying some equipment. But the I bought what I bought for the Sony. I'm up 45% now. Like that's crazy. That's a crazy. Now imagine if it was like 10 shares. It would have
And
been,
imagine if it was 1,000. There's people who buy. There are people out there who are doing. There are people who can literally make the market turn in their favor.
which is crazy. Mm-hmm.
Crazy, man. All what it is. Okay, when you see a stock and you see it, just somebody's buying it at that price or somebody's selling it at a price. Literally, that's it. So I mean, if the stock's at $480, somebody bought it at 480, and somebody is selling it at 480. So
Wow, I didn't think about it. I didn't know that.
yeah, that's how. Because if I'm like going through, I see like crashing right now or whatever. Like I see it steadily going down. Be like, you know what? I'm gonna put in something. I'm gonna put on the top limit to sell. If $475 by the end of the day, I want to sell it. And when I sell it, that means somebody is buying it for the 475, and they're hoping that it's not gonna go down anywhere, that it's gonna go up. But maybe they originally bought the stock at 500. They're like, you know what, damn, this shit going down, but I think the stock is gonna go past the 500 again. I'm gonna buy it at the 475. So now that's gonna bring my average down, my dollar cost averaging.
Mm-hmm.
And so I forgot where I heard that. I was just like, damn, it's really just a bunch of buyers and sellers. Like you're selling the share, somebody's buying the share, or you're buying the share that somebody sold.
It
So,
makes sense. It makes sense though.
so, but yeah, it's just a matter of time, like I'd like capital will be the best to have and just run it up. But
And it almost looks as if like the tech stocks are becoming the favorites.
it almost look like what?
The tech stocks are becoming the favorites. Almost feels
Yeah,
like that.
I think like the top 5 tech companies make up like a majority of the market. Like they hold so much value over other companies, but
And you
maybe
see how
that's
they essentially it feels like they I wouldn't say manipulate, but it's almost like they control the market, how the different conglomerates like the Dow Jones, how they weight these stocks just so I can stay balanced and within what it is. It's like how's that going to look for Apple when they do their little split, because a lot of the stuff that they value for those different type of groups is by the price of the share. So it makes you think how they're going to balance that all out.
yeah. I mean, but it could. So you see analysts talking about, oh, it's the next tech bubble .com bubble again all over with it. But if it happens, it happens.
Oh,
But
nothing's
I
stopping
feel
that.
like some of these companies, so even if it, like I said, Apple was to explode and it was to implode, I should say,
Mhm.
after it split and dropped down to like $50 a share.
Self sufficiency is key.
there you go. So soon they the stock doing the stock stuff now, but I want to buy a crib. I want to buy my first investment property. So soon I might, if my portfolio get to a certain amount where like basically working for itself, that I don't really got to worry about it. I just do like little onesie twosie turns here and there.
Exactly.
And it sets itself up, and then I can focus on real estate and then go from there. But
And that's the big thing.
yeah, it's
A
all
whole
about
nother topic.
creating assets and passive income. So
And that's the goal, you know. I feel like it's cool. Investments is cool. Like stock investing is cool. Retirement is cool. Real estate is cool. But don't get it twisted. I'm not necessarily going to doing all of these things because it's the most fun thing in the world. I'm doing this to open up free time for me to do the things that I really love. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. You have to have some type of interest in these things if you want to benefit and reap the benefits from it. But we all know that if we get this stocks jumping, we get this real estate jumping, we have our retirement accounts. We know by the time we reach 59 and a half, you don't
yeah,
think that we're going to be doing other things than that? Chilling, taking nice photos in Abu Dhabi, friggin' sipping martinis in Cancun or Cabo, whatever they call it, Cabo, however you pronounce it, like that. Drinking coconut, fresh coconut in the hills. I'm talking the hills. I'm not talking back in country. I'm sorry. Up in the hills in Jamaica, chilling, having big cloth talk and whatnot. Shout out to Khaled. All of that stuff is bound to happen, but it comes with time. And, you know, we got to make these sacrifices, whatever. Like, there's a small sacrifice and a big sacrifice. The small sacrifices, eating a damn sandwich or eating some pasta instead of going there and buying some wings and pizza. And the big sacrifices is like saying, okay, I'm not going to go on any trips outside the country in the next couple of months, or I'm not going
to air me out.
That's why I had to say it. or I'm not going to get this nice piece of jewelry, or I'm not going to I'm not going to buy any clothes in the next couple of months until I get this handled. Because the whole thing is, people get it twisted. I'm not trying to be like these motivational or these financial social media platforms that act like you can't have fun. You can buy sneakers, you can buy clothes, you can do things where you want to travel or you want to try different things, but you have to be in moderation or you have to make sacrifices, because at the end of the day, you're trying to work to the big cause. So that when you get to that point after making all of these sacrifices, you're able and you're comfortable and you don't have to worry about things that you are worrying about currently. So that's why I'm going to keep investing, and I'm going to keep planning for the future, keep thinking of different entrepreneurship ideas. And the real estate is going to be in the future pretty soon too. You never know when, but there's so many facets to get into. You just got to keep pushing at it. So that's the goal.
Fact. That's a fact. Like I said, I just want to get my to a certain point. Like, all right, that's what I'm tackling next. That's what I'm doing now. I'm on to this, and then you literally could see everything just change overnight. And they normally say it's like the first, like even with the stock stuff. When I first did stock, like I remember I like rushed into buying Apple, and Apple went down. And then I was like, oh, that hurt. But I never sold them. I held on to them. And then I was learning more about the stocks and all that. But it's literally just like that that initial first step into doing something that's a bit daunting. And that's like where I'm at now with like the real estate stuff. Like it's literally like that's even more daunting. I'm like, you know, me no want to mash up my credit. And I can't go do something in the future. So just want to make sure, like I know everything's not gonna be perfect, but I want to make sure it's damn near to where like if I run into a hurdle, I could jump over it.
Yeah, you want to protect yourself.
Yeah.
You want to think ahead of time, because at the end of the day, things happen. You want to try to provide as much insulation. Like you're not going to have this house freezing cold. You want to provide some type of insulation in the event that something happens, you know, but you get it. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, Apple, they did it. They're doing a split. It's my first official split that I get to like experience, and that's the 31st. I hope everybody did buy before the 24th, so we could
I
just see.
hope you did.
I'm about to have 40 shares of Apple.
Okay.
Wow, exactly. Flex on them then. Okay.
40 shares, but anyway, now I say I have 40. We just talked about some kid that's gonna have 28,000.
Crazy.
So it's just like everybody is on a different route, different trail. Nobody's trail is the same as somebody else's. You just gotta focus on yours, see your end goal inside, and get there. If I could get to the point where I never have to sell Apple share and I could literally just live off the dividends. I remember when I told you when I first started the stock share, I thought I'd be able to live off the dividends within like a year. Boy, was I wrong.
You got to put way more in there.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this isn't really happening as quick as I thought. But yeah, that'll be like I can literally just gallivant throughout the world and be like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna spend 3 months here because I just made 30K. I'm gonna spend another 3 months here because I just made 60K. And granted, not every dividend's guaranteed because who's to say that Apple decides not to pay a dividend? The dividend is basically just rewarding the shareholders. They have all that cash on hand and they're rewarding the shareholders.
And the big time shareholders, man, low key, they have a lot of weight in control of the decisions they make. It's like we don't want to scare these shareholders. We want to make sure that we're paying them out. We want to make sure we're making the right decisions because they'll pull out. Then just like that, our company ain't worth anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think you see that a lot with like private companies more so, like because they may find outside investors that take on a majority hold of their companies, and they're just like they really can't do what they want to do. That can happen, but then, you know, we own literally. If you own a stock, you own a piece of that business. That business has your name written on it. It may not be there neon lights right next to it says Apple by Shamar, but you own a fraction of that business. Like it may be a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, but it's still something. At the end of the day, you go walk into the Apple store. It's like I'm playing.
All right. Well, that concludes episode 2 of Money Talk. You know, it's been a while since I've posted it in content, so it feels good getting some content out here. And once again, I appreciate it, Josh. You always looking out, come through. And this is just the beginning. There's going to be so much more content coming in.
Our own mind has to be changed. We have to change our mind about ourselves.
Instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start. Instead of me, doing a good job and carrying on the empire, I have to build. And that's a hell of a job for 21 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a job for any youngster, male or female, to have to build the empire for your family. Because this world is such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like we taught that from school.
I don't come to bow, I come to conquer.